You're scrolling late at night. A pair of boots? $200. A little steep, you think? So you hesitate. Then you see it. 4 payments of $50. Something shifts, not the price. The math is identical. 50 times 4 is still 200. But something in you feels lighter. Your thumb finds the button before your brain finishes catching up. You just experienced something researchers have a name for, and once you see it, you'll notice it everywhere. In 2025, 4 researchers, Reese Ashby, Shaheen Sharifi, Jun Yao, and Lawrence Ang, ran an experiment. Not with boots, with refrigerators. They put 2 groups of shoppers in front of the same $600 refrigerator online, deciding whether to buy. First group saw the full price, $600. The second group saw a second number sitting next to it, 4 payments of $150, same refrigerator, same total, same delivery truck showing up at the same address. But the second group didn't experience it the same way. They rated the refrigerator as less expensive. They were more likely to actually buy it. Nobody lied to them. The $600 figure was right there on the screen the whole time. It just wasn't the only number influencing how expensive the purchase felt. Here's what's happening underneath. Researchers describe part of this as a numerosity effect. The smaller installment amount can influence our perception of how expensive the purchase feels, even when the full total is still visible. 150 feels like 150. And even with the full 600 sitting right beside it, that smaller number can change the way the purchase is evaluated. And this isn't limited to appliances people already need. In a second experiment from the same study, researchers gave people a choice: cheap concert tickets or expensive ones. When the price was framed as an installment, more people reached for the expensive tickets. This is the part that reframes the whole thing. It's not just that the installment framing made a necessary purchase feel more affordable. It nudged people toward spending more than they otherwise would have on something optional, something for fun, something nobody needed to split into 4 parts at all. The installment number wasn't just describing a purchase decision that had already been made. It was shaping which purchase got chosen in the first place. There's an old idea in behavioral economics called the pain of paying, the small psychological wince that happens right before you hand over money. It's not pleasant, but it's useful. It's the moment your brain quietly double-checks whether you actually want this. Split a price into 4 quiet installments, and you dilute that wince. Researcher Abigail Sussman, who studies this territory, put it plainly: with these plans, people may not be fully internalizing the cost of a purchase when deciding whether to buy or how much to spend. The flip side, she noted, is that the pain of paying can actually help people make good financial decisions. Take it away, and you take away a piece of the friction that used to make you pause, and commercially, you can see why that matters. Anything that makes the decision to buy feel easier can be extremely valuable at checkout. This isn't a fringe habit anymore. Federal Reserve data shows usage climbing steadily, from 10% of U.S. adults in 2021 to 16% in 2025. It skews younger, and it skews toward tighter budgets. Nearly a quarter of adults earning between $25,000 and $50,000 a year have used it, roughly double the rate among people earning 6 figures. And the reasons people give aren't frivolous. In the Fed survey, the vast majority, 87%, just wanted to spread a payment out. More than half said it was the only way they could afford the purchase at all. That's worth sitting with, because it complicates the story. This isn't only tempting people into things they don't need. For a lot of households, it's doing something closer to budgeting under pressure, stretching a paycheck to cover something real, which is exactly why the direction it's crept into matters. Buy now, pay later isn't limited to sneakers, electronics, or vacations anymore. 1 in 5 users told the Federal Reserve they'd used it for groceries or food delivery. Among users earning under $50,000, that rose to nearly 3 in 10. Milk, eggs, dinner, split into installments. That's not impulse spending. That's a very different story from financing a pair of shoes. Here's where the mechanism stops being clever and starts being expensive. More than 1 in 4 users have made a late payment. When people do pay late, the Fed found that most of them, 64%, get charged extra for it. And it doesn't always stop with the buy now, pay later provider. 11% of all users have had a buy now, pay later payment bounce their bank account into an overdraft or a non-sufficient funds fee. That's the quiet trap hiding inside autopay. The FTC has pointed out plainly that these plans can carry costs beyond the headline promise of no interest, including late fees, payment-related fees, and the possibility of overdraft charges when an automatic payment hits an account without enough money. So here's the part worth sitting with. It would be easy to walk away from all this thinking the danger is 4 payments instead of 1. Stay disciplined, keep a spreadsheet, and you're fine. But that's not actually what the refrigerator study showed. The interest-free installments weren't the mechanism. The number was change what number sits in front of a shopper at the exact moment they decide. And you can change the decision, not just how they pay for it afterward. Same product, same total, same shopper, different number on screen, different outcome. And researchers saw versions of that effect across multiple experiments, from refrigerators to concert tickets. Different purchases, same underlying pattern. That's the part that should stop you. Somewhere between browsing and buying, a screen quietly decided which number you'd use to judge whether something was worth it. You didn't choose that number. It was chosen for you by whoever built the checkout page. And it worked. Not by hiding the price, but by handing you a smaller, truer-feeling one to think with instead. None of this makes these plans a trap by nature. Plenty of people use them exactly as intended. Plan the payments, hit every date, pay nothing extra, and free up cash flow for a month when they needed it. For someone with steady income and a clear eye on their calendar, splitting a purchase into 4 isn't reckless. It's just arithmetic with a delay attached. The risk isn't the tool. It's the moment the tool hands your brain a smaller question than the one that actually matters. Not, can I afford $600? But, can I afford $150? Those questions have the same correct answer. They don't always get the same one. Next time a checkout screen splits a price into 4, the number itself isn't lying to you. It's just not the number doing the deciding. You are, or you're supposed to be. Worth checking which one actually got there first. Have you been in a similar situation? Comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts.